Okay, all right. So welcome. Today we're going to go over what's the best social media to use. I'm going to give you a detailed overview of social media in general, and I'm going to give you some of the best tips from my experience on how to use social media in your business. Let's get started. Let's switch over to my main screen, and we're going to talk about what social media to use for real estate. I get this question all the time. I teach agents and they always ask me what should I use? Should I use Facebook? Should I use Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok? What should I use? I'm going to talk about what I think is the best tool to use for your business. But before we get there, I know we're on YouTube and some of you know me, but not everybody does. And it would be rude of me not to introduce myself. So before we get started, who is Jerome Lewis? This is me. Those are some pictures of me. You get to see me there. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, born and raised. I'm from South Philadelphia specifically. I always like to introduce myself as a silly person because I am very silly, but I also have a serious side to me as well. So I'm a silly and serious millennial. So I'm from the millennial generation, and I am a proud millennial. So I always talk about how much of a millennial I am. People like to call us millennials lazy, but I think we are efficient. How can I get from point A to point B as fast as possible? I'm also a technologist, so a few years ago, I can't remember how many years now, it's been a while, but I went to school for technology. So that includes software, that includes web design, and I even learned a little bit of hardware. So I'm really good with technology. And the benefit to you is that I like to take technology and make it a little less complicated because it can seem very overwhelming. Like, what do I do out there? What do I do? What do I implement in my business? What do I need? What don't I need in my business? So I like to take that technology and clarify what you need and get you to the bottom line, right? Another thing about me is I'm an introvert. So yes, I am an introvert. I need to charge up my energy, so I'm not a super social person. I do social interactions and I like to engage with people, but it is not my natural inclination to socialize with people. So I need to charge up my energy. Sometimes you might hear me say, please text me first, because I need to get ready to have these conversations. It takes a lot of me to have a conversation. Say what you want, but that's me. Oh, just recently I added to these slides. Whenever you see this link here, that's a link to a resource or a document for you. So just recently I added my story to these slides. If you want to know specifically how I got involved in digital marketing regarding real estate, you can collect the slides and you can access that link. So that's a bonus for you. It's a really personal story. Some people appreciate it. I have some students in my course and they're like, Jerome, I really appreciate you putting that video in the course because it helps me identify with you more and I understand where you're coming from. So if you're interested in that, you can click on that link. One more thing. So I talked about like bottom line a little bit earlier. I learned this like in the real estate space, the DISC behavioral assessment. I learned that. So with the DISC behavioral assessment, there are like 4 primary personality types. Within it, I actually identify with 2, but just so you understand my personality type, my behavior, my delivery, I am a DC. So a DC, that makes me an implementer. So I'm about the bottom line results, but I'm also very detailed. Next is I'm a real estate investor. So I've done like over 90 deals, wholesale deals. That's where I got my experience from, doing wholesale. So that's how I learned how to generate these leads and take a transaction from start to finish. I'm also a real estate instructor, so I teach multiple times weekly, on how to do lead generation and tech into your real estate business. And then last but not least, if you want to learn about me like personally, you can always visit my website. My website is jeromelewis.com. All right, so these are some tips for you to get the most out of this training. I want you to be in position to get as much value as you can. And these are some of my favorite tips. First and foremost, this video is brought to you by Digital Real Estate Strategy. So I want you to understand that we're bringing you this. This is our company. This is our brand. We're Digital Real Estate Strategy. We help you implement tech and marketing into your business. Here's a tip, right? This is the tip. One of the tips I want you to do is there's a key on your keyboard, and I want you to get familiar with that screenshot key. So utilize that screenshot key. In addition, if you're watching this via mobile device, utilize your screenshot feature on your mobile device. So take as many screenshots as you can, right? This is being recorded on YouTube. I might take it down in the future. If you want access to the recording or the slides, I always make an offer. It'll be in the description. So if you collect the slides a little bit later, uh, if you want like the slides that you see, the slides have documentation and everything, I'll make an offer to you in the description. Last but not least, if I go back and forth through the presentation, you will see like these little links. Anytime you see a little link like that, that's a resource to you. That's a resource that you can use in your business. So this is a resource, that's a resource. These are all resources. Anytime you see that, that's a resource for you. So if you collect the slides, you can get access to those resources. Some more tips on YouTube. You can adjust and modify the speed on YouTube. So you can take speed up, you can take speed down. Don't hesitate to adjust and modify that speed on YouTube. So one of the things that I've learned is people tell me that I talk too fast, and by recording some of these things, people can slow that down. You can slow it down on YouTube, and all you got to do is play with the settings in YouTube. You can slow it down or speed it up. I like to speed things up, but some people might like to slow it down. So you do have that feature and option available. I find that people don't realize that you can adjust the speed on these videos to what you need. Also, I highly encourage engagement. So please interact and engage with me in the comment section, in the chat box, wherever you're watching this at. Leave me a comment, ask me questions. I love engagement. And these are just two resources that I have for you. So you can visit us on YouTube. You just type in digital real estate strategy and we'll come right up. Or you can visit our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group called the Social Media Mastermind. And we get in that group, we mastermind together. I'm also going to start sharing live trainings and resources to that group for your benefit. So this is just another opportunity for you to join our group. So join our community, mastermind with others, get free training and resources in the Social Media Mastermind. And you can also check us out on YouTube. So before we get going, I always like to make an offer. I'm very transparent about my process. So I do have a course that I sell, and the course is $57 as we speak. You can go to this website link that you see here, go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com. If this video is not enough, or some of my other training videos are not enough, I have a full training course available for you, and I include everything, like everything that you see, that you ever see, even these slides, it's included in that course. So if you want access and you want like more practical live one-on-one resources, bonus material, stuff like that, just visit this website, go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com, and you can purchase the course right now. It's only $57. Yes, in the future it will rise in price. So when I initially started, I had it at $7. Now it's $57, and you get so much with that course. Let me show you a little bit about what you get. This is essentially what it is digital marketing for real estate. If you're a real estate investor, real estate agent, real estate mortgage person, real estate entrepreneur, whatever you are in real estate, this course is for you. These are the things that I include in the course. So I give you Facebook for real estate. You get that. It's a $197 value. You get ultimate goal sheet. So we give you a goal sheet that you can use in your business, write out and map out your goals in real estate and digital marketing. We give you a intro to video marketing course training as well. You get all this included when you purchase the course for $57. These are all bonuses that you get next, right? So we give you a hot doc. You may have seen some of my videos. I have some videos around where I showcase this document that I use in my business. We give you access to that. I give you access to a workshop. So I have live workshops that I do from time to time. I put those inside of the course to walk you through how to set up your ads, your business assets, whatever you need into digital marketing. And then I have a bunch of webinars that I've done across the nation, and I include those as well. Number 3, even more, right? Because I like to overpack. I like to give more value than necessary. So I have a conversation starters document, and that is a document full of engaging questions and engaging topics around social media. I have an ad hacking training 101. This is a video that teaches you how to go and duplicate the ads that are successfully working out there on social media. And then we have the digital marketing for real estate. This is a guide that helps you determine who it is that you're trying to target. Who is your niche avatar? What's your ideal market? Are you trying to target first-time home buyers? Are you trying to target listings? Are you trying to target people in distress situations? This guide helps you determine who it is that you're trying to target with your market. And again, like I told you before, like I added a lot of that stuff up. This was the price that came up, but we don't even charge that much. Here's what we charge. This is the price. This is your investment. It's only $57. So all you got to do is visit the link at go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com. You can get access to that. Furthermore, right, if you don't think that's enough, I give you a money back guarantee. So if you go and you spend the $57 and you're like, this, I don't like this. I want my money back. You can get your money back. No questions asked. 100% money back guarantee. No questions asked. And even further, just because we're so confident in our product, you can keep the bonuses. If you like, you know what, I didn't like the course, but I like the bonuses, you can keep those. It's up to you. Keep those bonuses. So that's everything I could do to make sure that that offer is a great offer for you. So again, if you want that offer, go to go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com. Now let's get into the presentation, the formal presentation. Enough about that, right? So setting proper expectations around marketing and lead generation. The way I like to do this is I like to generally ask a question. I like to ask people a question, and the question, it sounds extreme, but I want you to think about it from your consumer's perspective, right? And that question is, who here in the audience or watching this video, who got married on the first date? And typically when I'm asking this question, I'm asking in a group setting, and I get a bunch of engagement, a bunch of interactions, and 99% of the answers is no. Nobody got married on the first date, right? Then I like to ask that follow-up question. Who here is willing to get married on the first date? And guess what? Same rate, 99%. 99% of people are not willing to get married on the first date. And I bring that up because I like to, hey, I want you to think about your marketing the same way. People are going to want to do business with you, but they're not going to want to marry you on the first date. They need small commitments. You got to build a relationship. There are multiple things that go into marketing. You have to touch people more than one time, 2 times, 3 times. A few years ago, it used to be like 7 times. It's a bunch of different data and statistics around on how many times you have to touch somebody or make them an offer. Right? They used to say 7, but I've seen it up in the 20s. So I want you to think about your marketing the same way. Don't expect this stuff to work immediately. It's marketing. Sometimes it can work immediately, but have the right mindset. Understand that this is marketing and the results are not immediately. So you might get interaction, engagement. You might get that immediately, but understand that people may not be willing to do business immediately. Right? They may not be willing to close a transaction with you immediately. So have that right mindset and understand that you're running a business and you have to market. So let's get into it. What is digital marketing? I put together some definitions for you. So definition of digital, right? Digital means, and it was hard. It was really hard for me to get a definition for this because it's really tricky. But for the most part, we have a concept of what digital is, but this is the best definition that I could come up. Digital is electronic tools, systems, devices, and resources that generate, store, or process data. So that's digital. It's nothing complicated. It's your computers, you got smartphones, you got internet. Like most of this stuff is digital, right? These are some examples of digital. You got email. So email originates from electronic mail. Most of us should know that, but email, we used to have direct mail, but now it's electronic. We got multimedia, so radio, video, podcast, that's multimedia. That's also digital. We got computers, right? Computers, we use computers to access devices, type things. That's digital. These are examples of digital media, digital hardware. You got mobile phones, smart devices. Most of us probably are familiar with what that is. That's probably how most of us know digital, through our smartphones and our tablets, right? And then we also have one more phase of digital, which is social media. And that's what we are going to be diving into today specifically. Now, definition, right? What is marketing? So I pulled this definition from the Oxford English Dictionary, and this is what I found to be the best definition. Marketing is the action or business of promoting and selling products or services, including market research and advertising. So that's what marketing is. And digital marketing is when you combine the two, right? So these are some marketing methods. You got direct mail, right? When you send letters and you send mail directly to people that might or might not be interested in what you're offering. So this is pretty common within a real estate space. We try to direct mail people that are interested that might be willing to sell their house. Cold calling. Cold calling is when you just call somebody up and make them an offer or try to do business with them. Then you have door knocking. You just go out and you're knocking on doors. And you got word of mouth. So these are forms of marketing, and they're not necessarily digital, but I wanted to include some other forms of marketing so you can understand what marketing is and what people do to market. So this is the meat and potatoes, I suppose, right? What is social media? What social media should we use for real estate? So I'm going to give you an overview of some of the most popular platforms, and then we're going to get very specific on one platform that I typically suggest that people start with. And you can start there and you can use that for your entire business and do really well. But I'm going to tell you which platform I suggest that you start with, right? So what is social media? This is the definition. Social media is websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. Now, why social media? These are some of the reasons why I suggest people use social media. Look, you see here it says free 99. So social media is free. You can do well with free marketing on social media. Paid advertising will magnify your success, but you can do pretty good with free advertising. Social media is interpersonal, so it helps you connect with people on a more personal level. You can utilize it as an individual or a small business. You can utilize it and make you seem more personal, and you connect more with people versus some of the bigger companies. So that's one of the advantages of social media. You appear more authentic and raw, and you'll hear me talk about this a little bit during the presentation, but you have what's video marketing. You can use video marketing. You can employ that in your digital marketing strategy to appear more authentic. Social media ads, right? You get inexpensive ads. So this is one of the reasons why you use social media marketing, right? Advertising can be very inexpensive when you utilize social media correctly compared to some of the other forms of marketing. And again, this is a slide. If you like need clarity, you're confused and you're trying to figure some stuff out, just check us out. Check us out at go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com. We have a course available for you. It's only $57. So what do you need for social media, right? These are some of the tools that you need. I'm going to walk you through some very specific things, right? So the first thing, like you always hear people talk about mindset and mentality and stuff like that. And I used to hear it too. I'm like, oh my God, this garbage. I don't want to hear this. I think positive all the time. And when I say mindset and mentality, I don't really mean positive. I mean realistic, right? So this is one of the things that this is what you're going to need. This is probably the foundation, and this is essential to any marketing, not just digital marketing. This is essential though, right? So I want you to have a realistic mindset and a realistic mentality, realistic expectations around marketing in digital marketing. Then I want you to have a positive attitude. I want you to have that can do. I want you to have that optimistic attitude about what you can employ and what you can do within your business using digital marketing. Next, you need to have consistency. So you need to be consistent. One of the hugest mistakes that business owners make is they don't follow up. So they're not consistent. You need to be consistent with your business. You need to be running marketing. And this is one of the reasons why you want to run digital marketing, because if you set it up correctly, it could kind of run consistently for you, right? Hey, I want to make an ad and I put $10 into it. I do $10 a day. I don't have to worry about that ad running anymore or me delivering my message to a person anymore. So consistency and then persistence. I want you to persist and come through. I want you to come through and persist. I want you to have that mindset that kind of no matter what happens with realistic expectations, no matter what happens, you're going to persist through so you can have success using digital marketing in your business. Here are some more things you need. This is the hardware. So this is hardware that you need for digital marketing and marketing in general. But you need a smartphone or a tablet, right? We need something to work on. And typically that's the smartphone or your tablet. A lot of people use their smartphone, but our next option is a computer and a laptop. And if you want to have high effectiveness, it's going to be in your best interest to use a computer or a laptop. They're just more powerful and they do more. The interfaces are better when you use a computer and a laptop. So do your best to use a computer or laptop when you're running your business, right? Can you imagine? Think about it from a consumer perspective. Can you imagine somebody running their entire business from a phone? Would you? The most successful companies don't run their businesses from a phone. They run it from a computer or a laptop. And a phone can be an extension, but I don't want you to make your phone your primary device for running your digital marketing and running your business. Then one more thing, this is kind of expected when you have a smartphone, but you might need a camera because I want you to employ digital marketing, but make sure you have a camera and that camera can be included in your smartphone and it can even be included in your camera or your laptop, right? Next, what we need is we need a social media platform, right? So these are some of the social media platforms that are available. You got Facebook and Instagram. The reason why I group these two together is because Facebook owns Instagram. And when you get into like specifically about the digital marketing, when you run Facebook ads, you can just simply hit a checkbox and your advertising will go right over to Instagram. You got Google, SEO, and YouTube. And I kind of grouped all of these together because they're all relevant, right? So you got Google. Typically when somebody's searching for something, what do? They go hit up Google or they hit up YouTube, right? They hit up either of those two, let's call them search engines, and some others too, like Yahoo and Bing. But for the most part, the most popular is Google. Google, they bring in about 80% of search traffic, right? And when I say Google, I'm talking Google and YouTube. Google owns YouTube. So a lot of people, they go to their smartphone, they go to their device and they search for something, right? They're searching for a specific thing. So I'm using my phone or I'm using my computer and I'm searching for a specific thing. How to lose weight, how to lose 10 pounds. I would go to Google and I would type that in. Now, how do people discover what you're offering? Well, that's with SEO, which you see in the center of Google and YouTube. So SEO is search engine optimization. And what that means is people are going to be searching for your thing. There's an audience out there searching for your offer or something that you're doing. And the way that information comes up and is displayed to those people that are interested is using search engine optimization. So Google and SEO are not necessarily YouTube. They are not necessarily social media, but they are relevant to social media. YouTube is not necessarily social media, but it has a social media flair. So I wanted to put these because they are highly important, even though they are not exactly social media. So you can pick one of these platforms. If you are going to pick a social media platform from all of these, right, from Google, SEO, and YouTube, I would probably suggest that you go with YouTube and use video marketing, right? Speaking of video marketing, we got TikTok. So TikTok is another social media platform, and TikTok is all about short form videos. You can post advertising on there, you can post content on there, and you can bring business in using TikTok too. I personally have not had a lot of success on TikTok. I don't use TikTok. I like to use YouTube as my main platform, and I have some experience with Facebook and Instagram as well. Then you got LinkedIn. LinkedIn is another version of social media. It's a more professional platform, but you can also gain traction in business using LinkedIn. My input of the platforms that we just saw, I like to keep it very simple. You can go out and you can explore all of the other platforms that you want. But if you choose from these here, these 4 bullet points, you can have success by picking one of these and dominating one. Just pick one platform and dominate that one platform. And if you're looking to grow or do other platforms, you can do that a little bit later once you start to dominate that one platform. So you need one of those social media platforms. Most times it's very situational, but in most instances, most people are going to be better off using Facebook. These are some non-social media assets that you need to get your digital marketing running. You need a website. So most times we're real estate professionals, and a lot of times our brokerages or our companies will give us a website. But you can also have another personal website that you use for yourself. So when I was doing the presentation a little bit earlier, I brought up my website. I mentioned my website, which is JeromeLewis.com. So that's my website. You need a non-social media, that non-social media asset that you have is your website. And you kind of want to have your website. We'll get into the benefits of having your own website a little bit later, but that's one of the non-social media assets that you need to run your digital marketing, right? Those are resources. So remember, I mentioned whenever you see these links, that's a resource to you. So if you need a website, if you only want a website for your business, you want a specific real estate website, if you collect the slides, you can click on that link and it'll take you to that website specifically for real estate investors and real estate agents. If you want a website and a CRM combo, you can click on this link and that'll take you to a resource for a website and a CRM combo, right? So one of the main reasons why you need a website is because you need a privacy policy. So you can see my bullet popped in there, right? You need a privacy policy because you need to let the social media platforms know what you're going to do with this user's information. It's all about privacy. Yes, you're going to collect information, but we want to know what you're going to do with that information. And the way you translate and communicate that to the social media platforms is by a privacy policy. Something else that you need, yes, you can have a lot of success on social media and within digital marketing. You can have a lot of success with no marketing budget. You can do a lot of this for free. But if you want optimum or a maximum success, I'm going to suggest that you have a budget. So a budget is one of the non-social media assets that you want to have when you're trying to run a digital marketing campaign. You're trying to get yourself established using digital marketing. I touched on this briefly a little bit above when I talked about, but you need a CRM, and CRM it sounds complicated, but it's not. So it says here, customer relationship management. A CRM is a customer relationship management system. And that system is used to track, take notes, communicate. It does a lot of stuff for you. So I think that is essential to have a CRM, but it is not absolutely necessary. So having a CRM is important. However, I don't want that to stop you from having success. You can make a notepad be your CRM, where you track, you monitor, and you follow up with people. Some people use Excel spreadsheets. Some people use Google Docs. So CRM is important to have success with digital marketing because once you get those leads and you get the leads going, it's going to be kind of tough to keep up on what you need to keep up on with your customers and with your prospects. And then you need communication. So you need communication, whether that's text, whether that's phone, whether that's email. You need some kind of way to communicate with your customers and your prospects. And most of us have smartphones, so you can kind of communicate with them there. You can send them text messages, emails, or you can call them up. So these are the assets that you need. And I would screenshot this. These are non-social media assets that you need to run successful digital marketing. So we've run a digital marketing agency, and we only work with, not only, but we specialize in working with digital marketing for real estate agents. So we do have, like I just mentioned, those websites and those services. We have a solution. And it says currently for students, but I'm opening this up and I'm going to waive the activation fee, right? So we have a all-in-one system where you can manage your leads, where you can monitor your appointments, you can monitor your websites, modify your websites, put all of your social media accounts in one, right? All of your messages in one. You get one dashboard. You can see everything that you're doing in your business. You can see all of your messages. You can see all of your messages. You can see your emails, your social media, your websites, everything that you need to see. You can see it directly in that interface. So we do have a solution, and we do have a solution for you. So, and this is like, these are just some of the tools that are out there and available. Once you start to get into business and start to take your business serious, you're going to realize like there are a lot of tools out there and available, right? And you realize like, hey, I'm piecemealing a bunch of this stuff together. And this was a problem that I had personally. And I was like, you know what? I met up with some partners and we built this product. And now we have all of this available for you in one easy solution. So you see here, email marketing, SMS marketing, sales funnels, a website builder, call tracking, surveys and forums. Like all of this is included. All of this is included. Booking and appointments, CRM and pipeline management. We give you a desktop app. We even give you a mobile app if you're interested, so you can track that stuff. We give you tracking and analytics, courses and products. So that's one of my favorite things about the solution that we have here. We have courses and products, and I like to offer my courses to people. That's probably my favorite aspect of it all. Then you got reputation management, Google My Business, and those different things to get reviews and make sure your reputation is doing well online. We give you all of this in a one solution, right? And we only charge $397 for it. You can take us up on this offer, or you can go out and find your own offer, or you can piecemeal like all these tools together. It's really up to you. If you want to take us up on this offer, all you got to do is visit this link down here. You see digitalrealestatestrategy.com/getCRM. That's where you can take us up on the offer. So I would screenshot this. A lot of people, they go and they do try to do it themselves, and they're like, you know what, this is too much. I need to hone this in, and then they come back to us and take us up on the offer. If I were you, I would probably take the offer up immediately, but some people have to learn the hard way. So if you want to take us up on the offer, screenshot this and visit this website link, and you can take us up on that offer. And you can get, again, let me go back. You get all of this included. So screenshot that. Screenshot that. You get all of that included for that one low fee, right? All right, so picking your platforms, right? I want you to get ready to pick your platform. I'm going to touch on some basics for each platform. But before we get there, right, let's talk about the website. So remember I told you I was going to dive in and talk a little bit about the website. So one of the reasons why you want to have a website is because it establishes your presence. I want you to establish your presence, and it helps you control your presence, right? Your website is yours. You own it. You own your website. So that means you can do just about anything that you want with your website, and you can deliver any messages. You don't, within reason, you don't have to worry about getting shut down, accounts terminated, or anything like that. As long as you stay respectful, stay legal, you can post just about anything you want on your website. Your website you can customize it however you want. And you just, again, you own this, so you have control over your website. Whereas when you're on social media, you don't have control. You have influence. You have influence more than you have control when you're on social media. So with your website, you have control over your website. You can do more versus just influencing. And then also, last but not least, your website, when you have a website, can you think about a business where you're like, let me say it this way. It is best to have a website if you want to consider yourself a legitimate business. Personally, I have lost some business because I didn't have a website, and I have also had clients and students and people in the past that have lost business simply because they didn't have a website. So that customer, especially with real estate, that customer, that prospect is like, hey, I don't really trust who or what you are, so I went with this other person, this other company, somebody that they found online that had a website, right? So at the very least, you want to have your website up and established so people can go visit your website and verify that you are legitimate. So Facebook, these are the benefits. These are some of my favorite benefits of Facebook. This is why I suggest Facebook for your marketing. These are the reasons that jump out to me, and these are the things that I think you should consider, why you should consider Facebook. So Facebook is easy and familiar, right? Facebook is the most popular social media platform. It is the most popular. So other platforms might be more potent and more trendy, but Facebook is the easiest and it's the most familiar. People already know what Facebook is. You don't have to convince them to come over to another platform. They already understand how to use it. So Facebook is easy and familiar. Facebook has, when you're in marketing, right, you want to, the more specific you can be about your client avatar, your target, your niche, the better you will have success. A lot of people think that you have success by having a broad market, a broad and open market, when the opposite is true. The more niche and specific you can be, the more success you will have. And this is, any marketer will know and understand that you want to target in and hone in on a specific niche within real estate. So Facebook has groups. They have groups, and what these groups are is, these are people that have similar interests and they're meeting up together, right? In an online and a digital format. So that's one of the strong benefits that Facebook has, right? So I'm a real estate investor. I'm in real estate, right? So there are groups for my client avatar and my niche. There are specific real estate groups around real estate investing. Digital marketing is another niche. Being a real estate agent, and I'm part of those groups. And those are people that I could give my offer. Hey, I'm doing digital marketing. Are you interested? Like, those people are hanging out there already, where I don't have to go find those people. So this is one of the major benefits of Facebook groups. In addition to those groups already existing, you can create a group around what you're trying to target and what you're trying to offer. Another benefit that Facebook has is chatbots. So chatbots are, most of us know what they are. When you go visit a website and you type something in, or something pops up and it's interacting with you, and it's not a person, it's a robot or some kind of automated system. Well, Facebook has chatbots, automatic chatbots, and they can interact with your customers or your prospect. You can run an ad campaign and have those chatbots interact with people for you. They can give things out for you. They can send videos for you. So they have those chatbots. This is one of those benefits of Facebook, utilizing chatbot marketing. And then one of the benefits about Facebook is their ad platform. So, and specifically within their ad platform, they have retargeting, custom audiences, and lookalike audiences. So that means Facebook, we just talked about client avatar and target niche, like knowing your avatar. Facebook will, once you determine who your avatar, your niche is, Facebook will go find you people very similar to who it is that you're trying to target. People with similar backgrounds, people with similar interests, people with similar behaviors. Facebook goes, its algorithm goes and figures all of that information out for you, and then it can showcase your offer, your advertising to that audience. So Facebook targeting, the lookalike audiences, the custom audiences, and the retargeting. This is one of the benefits of Facebook. This is something that really makes Facebook stand out, right? Once you get into the advanced ad manager in the back office, this is highly beneficial for you. So Instagram, right? We talked a little bit. So when in the prior slide, I told you that Facebook owns Instagram. So this is another reason why Facebook is a great platform to start with, because it owns Instagram. They own Instagram. Instagram is different than Facebook. It's highly visual. The pictures, your images need to be better, right? It's not necessarily a text-based platform. It's more about the visual elements, right? Instagram is owned by Facebook. And something that works really well on Instagram that has allowed me, I've grown an account from 0 all the way up to 30K using just hashtags. So the hashtags are really powerful on Instagram. It helps, you can use hashtags to grow, archive, and store data. So Instagram has that really powerful hashtag feature that you can utilize. That's one of the positives of Instagram. YouTube. YouTube is my favorite. YouTube is my favorite social media platform because it has a flair of social media. It has a flair of search engine, right? Searching, searching. And it also has a flair of video. So all of the other platforms kind of have this in a way too, but YouTube is just more optimum. It's just more optimal for the type of content that I produce, right? I'm big on video. I like to produce video content, educational content, and I like for people to go search for the content or the offer that I'm doing, right? So this is one of the reasons why I love YouTube. So think about it like this. These are the positives of YouTube. YouTube is a search engine. YouTube users, they have high intent. When somebody goes to YouTube and they type something in that search, how to lose 10 pounds, they're serious enough, right? They're serious enough about losing that 10 pounds. How do I lose 10 pounds? Go to YouTube and search it up. Go to Google and search it up. And then I mentioned this before, but it's owned by Google. YouTube is owned by Google, so the two intertwine and interchange. So remember earlier where I talked about using this smart device? I can type in how to lose 10 pounds and into Google, and Google may suggest from YouTube a video for me on how to use 10 pounds. And the video that it normally suggests is a YouTube video. So that's one of the positives about YouTube. Next, I like to talk about this a lot because I just had like a recent client, and I was like, he was doing a lot of advertising on Instagram, and I'm like, you posted some long videos there on Instagram. Let me ask you a question. And he's like, sure, go ahead and ask your question. I'm like, let me ask you this: how much time do you spend watching a video on Instagram? And he said, about I might spend about 2 minutes. 2 minutes watching a video, or video here, video there. Right, perfect. That's great. 2 minutes is a pretty long time on Instagram and YouTube, right? Not YouTube, Instagram and Facebook, right? And just about all of the other social media platforms. But then I asked him a second question, right? A follow-up question. And I said, how much time would you spend watching a YouTube video? And you know what he said? An hour. So I want you to think about the platforms, right? I want you to think about it in a way. Think about your customer's mindset. One of the benefits of YouTube is that when people come to YouTube, they're more willing to spend more time on YouTube, because remember, they have higher intent, versus when they're just browsing on Facebook and Instagram, and then they see an advertisement or something on their feed, and they might decide to watch it, right? I might go look at that advertisement. I might press this button that you're showing me in my news feed, right? On YouTube, you have more intention. And to me, it's more ideal for educational content. Next, one more thing about YouTube is, I brought up that time because I mentioned like binge watching. So, like compared to Netflix, people go when they watch Netflix, and you might watch one episode, one season, one episode of something, and then you're like, man, that was so good, let me watch the next episode. Then you watch the third episode, and next thing you know, you watch the whole season of content on Netflix, right? Well, people kind of do the same thing on YouTube. It's not common, and I would love to hear who here binge watches on Facebook and Instagram. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but I'm willing to bet that more people binge watch content on YouTube. So I've had people approach me, hey Jerome, I binge watch your entire series on social media marketing. That's great. I have yet to receive that on Facebook or Instagram. So this is one of the positives of YouTube. You get people that are really committed, they have a higher intent, and they're willing to binge watch your content. People have watched my content. It's like, Jerome, I feel like I know you because I watch so much of your content. That's one of those positives about YouTube. And that's one of the reasons why I love YouTube. To me, YouTube is for the more serious people. Now, this is not, again, this is not exactly social media, but this is something you want to establish. Most businesses, so this is kind of like a bonus slide for you. I want you to establish your business. If you're want you to be legit, and I want you to establish your business on Google My Business. So establish your business on Google My Business. This will give you some more presence, some more SEO, and more authority out there on the web. And I'll put a link to Google My Business here, so you can click on, you see my mouse, you can click on this and that'll take you directly to Google My Business. Google Guides. I have a colleague, her name is Beth Ellen, and she uses this a lot to gain a lot of business using Google Guides. I think she's creeping up on 2 million views just by using Google Guide. Well, not just Google Guides, but by using and prioritizing Google Guides. She does some SEO, some video, some social media stuff too, but Google Guides does really well for her. And then Google, furthermore, we already talked about search engine optimization. So Google gives you that opportunity to employ search engine optimization into your business. PPC / paid ads. This is when you get into Google Ads and Google pay per click. And let me pull back. It's not exclusively Google pay per click, because you got Bing, you've got YouTube, you got other places where you can pay per click or you can pay for ads, but Google has this available. A lot of us are like, Google PPC can be a little bit complicated, but it's available for you to utilize. So this is not exactly social media, but I want you to be aware of this. This is like a bonus slide. Be aware of this. This is another way that you can bring and generate business to yourself using Google and Google My Business. LinkedIn, this is social media. So LinkedIn is a more professional platform. It's highly professional. It's for working professionals, jobs, careers, but it's still social media. This is for very serious people. So I have a colleague and all they do is LinkedIn marketing. And I forget exactly what their niche is. I think they target professional millennials that are moving, and they just get better. They get better conversion by targeting mostly LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is they're more hot. They're highly professional. They're more serious. And in addition to that, we mentioned like the Google, the SEO. A lot of what's involved in SEO is blogging. So LinkedIn just established a new blogging platform within, at least in the last 90 days. So that's available for you to utilize over there on LinkedIn. And if you're watching this like recent, you can go over there and you can start to dominate and become an authority on LinkedIn utilizing the blogging platform that they have. TikTok. So TikTok is very trendy, right? TikTok is very trendy and very popular. I believe it just surpassed Instagram. Don't quote me on this, but I believe it just surpassed Instagram for the most downloaded app. TikTok is fun. And TikTok is very easy to use. So they have like a lot of filters and things for you to implement for video in your business. It's very easy for you to use. So I have my colleague that I told you about earlier, Beth Ellen. She introduced me to this. She's like, TikTok is so easy to use because of the filters and the video editing. So TikTok is trendy and popular. It's fun, and they've got filters, and it's very easy to edit videos on TikTok using your mobile device, right? These are more communication and digital marketing methods that I wanted to lay out for you. So email marketing and email communication, you own this. Similar to your website, you kind of own your email list, right? Email list, you build loyalty. So there's a lot of confusion, a lot of fuss out there in the digital space and social media. Well, when you get somebody to subscribe to your list, they are typically more loyal, right? You get less competition, so it's not as cluttered. And kind of, in a way, you take email marketing, it takes your customer, your audience offline, away from the clutter, and you can have like a more personal one-to-one type of communication. Less cluttered than social media. SMS and text messaging, I do not have a lot of personal experience with this one because there are a lot of regulations coming for SMS marketing. We run some in our digital marketing agency, but we don't do it a lot. We just do it for communication and not marketing. Text and SMS messages typically have over a 90% open rate. So on average, by email, you might get like 20. You're doing really good if you do 20 in email. Well, SMS, you can get a 90% open rate. So that means more people will open that message, and that means more opportunity for people to take you up on your offer. SMS is more direct communication, so it's even more private than the email communication that we talked about, right? Even more private and even less clutter with a text message. These are some other platforms that I just want to mention that deserve to be mentioned, but I'm not going to dive into. But I suggest you, I don't think you need to be on these platforms, but I want you to be aware. So we're talking about Twitter. Twitter was one of the first platforms that I talked about Instagram and the hashtags. Twitter kind of established, they help popularize hashtags. You got Pinterest. Pinterest is an image-based social media platform, and some people do really well on Pinterest. I don't use it myself, but you can post pins, and it's a pretty good platform. Then you got Snapchat. I have almost zero experience with Snapchat, but that's another popular one. I believe it's not doing as well as it used to be, but that's something available. And I put website there, but we already went over and addressed website. So which to use first? By now, you should have an idea of which social media platform that I suggest. And the winner is, ding, ding, ding. The winner is Facebook. So I'm going to suggest that most real estate professionals, real estate entrepreneurs, anybody involved in real estate, I'm going to suggest that you use Facebook because of the reasons that you see here and what we already talked about. It's easy and familiar. That's probably the number one reason, but you also got these advantages when utilizing Facebook marketing. So that is that's a detailed overview of what social media platform you should use. If you feel a little bit overwhelmed, I hope not, but if you do, we have the social media marketing course, and this gives you like step by step on how and what to do, what to employ into your business. All you got to do is visit this site, go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com, and right now at the time of this video, the course is only $57. So $57 gets you access, and it takes you step by step, and it shows you how to employ these things into your business. Now I'm going to go through a brief overview on Facebook. I've done this presentation before, so I'm going to just try to breeze through it for you just to give you an overview. Again, remember, if you're like overwhelmed and you need some step-by-step and some practical help, just take us up on that offer right there. Go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com. So what to use for social media? Facebook. This is what you're going to need for Facebook if you want to get into digital marketing specifically. You're going to need the Facebook Business Manager, a Facebook business page, and Facebook Ads Manager, and the Facebook Pixel. I have other presentations on the importance of these things. I'm not going to hold you long here, but I wanted to go over these assets. Screenshot this so you have and understand what you need to run successful Facebook marketing. This is the definition of a Facebook pixel. This is highly important that you employ this into your digital marketing. These are things. Install your Facebook pixel ASAP. You put that code in the header, and installing the Facebook pixel will vary with each vendor. I have some demonstration videos inside of the course that takes you through step by step. And also, we will, if you need help specifically, if you are a student of the course, you can sign up for one of our group coaching sessions and we'll walk you through installing your Facebook pixel. This is one of the most common mistakes that I see on when it comes to like Facebook advertising is boosting. So boosting has its place, but it's not ideal for like lead generation. It's relevant, but it's not ideal. So Facebook boosting, to me, the best way to think about it is, you see this rocket ship over here. When you boost a post, that's what it does. When you get into Facebook boost posting, all it's going to do is boost your message so it can reach more people. It doesn't give you optimization for reaching other people. And some of, like, I want to show you the real specific things that I'm talking about a little bit further down the presentation. But just be aware that boosting and Facebook advertising are not the same thing. It's just boosting. So think about it that way. Boosting is limited, and boosting is limited in its ability compared to the Facebook Advanced Ad Manager. Just understand that. Have that understanding. The most important page, we're talking about social media. So this is one of the reasons why social media is so effective. It's because of social media. You can be authentic, you can be human, and people want to work with people. At the end of the day, no matter your company, your brand, and stuff like that, we do business with other people. So one of the advantages of social media is that you can humanize your message and you get to interact with other people. So I always like to give a tip to people. Don't hide behind your logo and your business. Utilize it. Utilize you as a person. Utilize people. People want to work with people. And this is another fun stat that I like to share. Your most visited page. So this is why it's important to have a website. Your most visited page is your About Me and About Us page. That's your most important page. That's the page that people visit the most. They want to know who they're dealing with before they do any business. So this is Facebook. This is a presentation. I'm going to blaze through it really quickly, but I want to show you some fundamentals of Facebook and Facebook marketing. Remember, I talked about boosting, so I'm going to show you why boosting is not ideal and why it's better to go into the Facebook Advanced Ad Manager, right? So one of the things you need to understand and establish as a business owner and a marketer is that there are different traffic temperatures available. And typically what I'm doing is I like to get an engagement and interaction, but you can see here, this is cold traffic. So what I want you to do is I want you to screenshot this so you have an understanding of what cold traffic is. Next, we got warm traffic. So screenshot this as well and understand what warm traffic is. This is relevant to your business. You need to understand the different temperatures and the different mindsets that these temperatures are in when people are watching or considering your marketing. And then we got the hot traffic. This is the traffic that we all want, but in order to get to hot traffic, you need to warm that traffic up, and you kind of got to start cold most times, right? Most times you got to start cold, take them to warm, give them some value, and then you can take them to hot and they're ready to do business with you, right? These are hot. That's hot traffic. Screenshot this just so you have it and you understand the definition of hot traffic. So traffic temperatures, right? Why are those temperatures relevant? So we talked about Facebook, right? We talked about the Advanced Ad Manager. The temperatures, cold, warm, hot. What do you think is going to go there? Cold. What's going to go there? Warm. And what's going to go there? Hot. When you get into the Advanced Ad Manager on Facebook, they have their interface set up in a certain way. And I like to group it like this. So when you boost, you are not afforded this same interface and this same opportunity to convert or consider your traffic this way, right? When you get into the But when you do it right through the advanced ad manager, you get this opportunity. And this is one of the reasons why you want to use the advanced ad manager and why you want to consider the traffic temperatures that are available when you're marketing. So, Facebook ads, again, detailed if you need a detailed rundown, detailed breakdown, take us up on our offer, go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com, and you can get access to the course. Right now is only $57. But I want to walk you through, these are some ad sets available. So we have that's a link to the business manager. You see here, this is a link to the business manager. This is a resource document that I put together for anybody that's doing marketing in their business. Let me just open it up so you can see it. This document, this probably is worth $57 itself, right? But this is the document that I've put together and that I use in my business to run marketing and advertising. You see, you got website and privacy policy. You got these links and these resources in here for you. One thing that really people appreciate is this text, this ad copy. So sometimes people get stuck on what to say. We got this ad copy in here available for you, right? I got ad copy for real estate investors. I have ad copy for real estate agents. You see the ad copy here. And we have multiple pieces. So ad copy B, that's ad copy C, all that ad copy there. Then we got a bunch of headlines for you. These are headlines that you can use and employ in your marketing, right? And you can screenshot this if you're not a student of my course. You can screenshot it. You can do the work the hard way. If you are a student, this is included in your back office. Custom audiences. These are some examples of custom audiences. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, but you can get very specific and very niche on who you're trying to target in Facebook, right? You can target people that submitted their email address to you. You can target only those people. You can target only people that submitted their email address to you, or you can exclude them. Anybody that sent me their email address, don't include them in my marketing. You can target people that visited our website in the last 90 days. Okay, these people are interested in my thing. Let me retarget them. These are just some scenarios, some examples of what you can do remarketing and retargeting in Facebook. This is one of my favorites here. People that watch 75% of your video. So if somebody watched 75% of one of my videos, that person is interested in something that I'm saying or something that I'm offering. So I want to continue to market to that people versus somebody that only watched 3 seconds, right? People that responded interested to an event that you're running, right? You can remarket and you can follow up and target those people. You can target people that called your business. These are all examples of what you can do in your business, right? These are some more retargeting options. Facebook sources, non-Facebook sources. Something else about Facebook, right? You can get into custom lists. You can upload lists specifically into Facebook. So, hey, I need to download a list on people that are in danger of foreclosure. I can upload that list. I need to target people that have just, I don't want to say anything discriminatory. So I want to target people that have a net worth of $300,000 or more. I can upload that list and I can target those people, right? These are just some more sources directly in Facebook that you can see and utilize in your business, and you can target people specifically, right? Custom leads, you can ask people custom questions specific to real estate. They're like modifying this a little bit, but as of now, it's still an option. But this is the document that I have created and that's available for you. I used to give it out for free, but now it's exclusive to my students. So if you're a student, you get access to this. You get all these resources. Oh, one thing I wanted to show you was the something that people really appreciate is the interest. So interest targeting, right? When you get into Facebook, you're allowed to target people based on interest. You can even do demographics and stuff like that too. But with the real estate category, they get a little sensitive. But these is like, all right, who do I target? Well, these are lists that I have. If you need to target someone specifically or people that have real estate interests, you can target people. These, all of these, you can copy and paste this. If you're not going to be part of the course or collect the slides, you would just screenshot this and type them all in. You can copy and paste this real estate portal interests. So people that visited these websites. You can target people with these mortgage interests. You would just come in, copy and paste that. And no interest. I want you to pay attention to this too. One of my most successful campaigns came from targeting people with no interest. So don't count out people that don't have an interest in these offers, these things that we have here, right? Don't count them out. Then right here, like for buyers, so these were all sellers. Like these are real estate sellers. These are seller interests. You're looking for listings or you're trying to buy houses. You target these, right? For buyers, just updating that document. For buyers, you can target these. These are home buyer interests. So you can target people with these interests, right? In addition, what else is in this document? I also have some Facebook ad images. So you get these Facebook ad images included in the course. If I open this up, you get to see, so you don't have to reinvent and think about what it is, what should I offer? This is what you get when you're a student. This is all included in your student membership. You get these ads and these templates. So these are just some image templates available for you to kind of target. All you have to do is swap out the picture and put a relevant picture in there, a picture relevant to your business, right? And something that's a video script, video image, something that's very relevant. And you can even do your own if you're a little bit more savvy, like a little bit savvy like me. You can create your own. And I put these very specific assets in there for you. Something I want you to pay attention to is when you're marketing, you need to grab especially disruptive marketing, you need to grab your audience's attention, right? And one of the ways to grab their attention that's been highly effective for me is this little red house that you see. This little red house grabs people's attention. So whenever you see that red house, you can kind of copy off of this if you want, but whenever you see that red house, this is what people do. This grabs their attention. So included in these templates is these templates, and all you got to do is update it to what you want it to say. You can change the phone number, you can change the text that it says, and furthermore, for these are more for real estate investors, but these you can also change the messaging. And this yellow banner down here, that also grabs people's attention really well too. These yellow bandit signs. So these are ad templates. These are the image templates that are available in the course for you if you decide to buy it, or you can copy off of it and go make it up yourself. That is up to you. But this is everything you see here. Let me go back. Come on, there we go. So that's everything that you get here. You get those image templates, you get the video examples, the ad library. That's all included in the course. These are just some things that you need to include when you're running digital marketing advertising. These are video examples that you can employ and implement into your business. Again, these slides will be included in the course, and you can access all of these links and all of these resources by accessing the slides, right? These are just some video examples that I've done. Let me see. Will this play? That's not going to play. I'm going to show you one example. So remember that template that I showed you, this is an example. And I want to play this example for you. So that's one video example, right? This is another one. I love video because you can be short, to the point. That video was less than 30 seconds, and I didn't have to think about being super creative with ad copy or anything like that. This is another example that I want you to see. We overcomplicate this process. It doesn't need to be complicated. And one more video. So those are just some video examples, but here's the reason why video marketing matters specifically on Facebook. Remember I talked about that remarketing and retargeting. So video is more relatable, you see, more personal, but you get better analytics. So if I post a 1-minute video, I can retarget the people that are watching 45 seconds, 10 seconds, 3 seconds. You can see I have over here in this screenshot, I can target people based off very specific interests. People who either completed or viewed at least 15 seconds of your video. That's a through play. I can target people that have watched 50% of my video. I can target people that have watched 75% of my video. These are very important metrics for you to determine who you want to target and market to. These are the campaign objectives, and I kind of already went over this with you. Typically, when you're running Facebook advertising, you're going to want to enable the special ad category of housing. You want what you do. So when you do on a campaign level is you're going to set a budget. And a lot of people ask me, what budget should I do? I don't know. Everybody's market is different. I've had success with a $50 per day budget. You take and you do what you will with that. I don't know what budget you should have, but I've had success with $50 a day. And that's generally where I start. Some people might have bigger markets. Some people might have smaller markets. I don't know what everybody's market is different. So you can see as here, like I have them listed out. These are the 11 objectives. And depending on what you're trying to achieve, you want to make sure that you understand what temperature that traffic is. And please try to use video marketing in your business. It will help your business significantly. Now we're talking about like the ad sets. So the ad sets is where you select the business page. You can be dynamic creative. It's a feature that's available in the ad sets, right? The dynamic creative allows you to make your marketing dynamic, right? So what does that mean? That means instead of one stale image or one stale video or one stale message, you can put multiple messages out there and you can kind of split test what's working and what will work. So in one campaign, you can run, let's say, 4 messages at once, and you can split test it. Okay, this video is working better than this image. Dynamic creative allows you to do that. Or this ad copy is working better than that ad copy, right? Or this blue image is working better than the yellow image. Dynamic creative allows you to do those things. Ad set allows you to select your audience. So we talk about those custom audiences and targeting people. The ad set is where you select all of that information. And ad set, it's also where you select the location. So where do you want to target? Do you want to target a specific county? Do you want to target a specific state? Do you want to target a specific geograph? You want to target a specific location, like maybe your address, and you only want to go currently the minimum you can go is 15-mile radius when you're doing Facebook ads, but maybe you only want to target people within 15 miles of a specific area. The ad set is where you select all of those options. These are my interests that we kind of went over in the document, right? People get confused on what interest to select, so I'm going to suggest that you take a screenshot of this. If you're not a student, you can screenshot this and you can type all of these in. I suggest that you buy the course. It's only $57, and you can copy and paste this, and you can use all of the templates that you need. But these are the interests that I have had success with in my business, right? So screenshot that or purchase the course. It's up to you, whichever one you do. But these are the interests that you would select. These are the Facebook audiences that I talked about. These are some of the most effective, in my experience. These are some of the most effective audiences. Video views. You want to target people that are viewing your video. You can make a specific audience around people that are viewing videos and only videos. Custom audiences. You can do a lot with custom audiences. One of my favorite things to do is upload lists to Facebook and target people using that list. And this is the actual ad. So this is a version of what your ad can look like. These are some examples. So the ad is broken down in 3 ways. It's broken down into creative, the art, and the visual. Right? You can call, and these are all interchangeable. But this is what your audience sees. So remember, we went through those examples. These are those 3 examples. And this is what people would see when I run my advertising. These are just 2 examples, so you can screenshot these examples. These are 2 examples of what to say in your advertising, right? So this was for real estate investors and this was for real estate agents. However, you can change this up however you need to, right? You can add emoji to the real estate investors or vice versa. All of this is included in that document that I showed you earlier. The call to action, when you select your ad, once you finish this, you're going to want to include a call to action. I was on the phone. I was doing a call with a client yesterday, and he was like, look, I'm trying to do some brand awareness. Branding is just branding. It's just getting your message out there. And I put nothing here. I don't really mean nothing, but your call to action can be nothing. It could just be branding. You can say, hey, I just want to get my message out there. That is a version of marketing. You don't always need a call to action. Sometimes it's appropriate to have none just to get people to read or interact. But here's another call to action. You can get people to message you. Hey, message me right here on Facebook, or email me, or call me, or something like that. Right? Call. You can get people to call you as a CTA. You can get them to visit a website or a landing page. Or you can get them to submit info. Like Facebook has forms, and you can get them to submit their information directly in Facebook. Or you can get them to click somewhere. This is kind of relevant to the website, but they can click out to a website or something like that. Ad hacking. This is one, I like to call this ad hacking, but one of the things about marketing is there's a lot of stuff already out there that's working. All you have to do is duplicate it or pull inspiration from it, right? And this, remember I told you about these links. This is a link to the Facebook public library. You could also Google it, but that library, it lets you search ads. So I want you to screenshot this and learn about the Facebook ad library and how you can search ads. So you can go and find ads that are already working and you can duplicate those ads. Facebook, last I checked, they had 2.89 billion monthly active users. This says 2.85. This is what I was able to verify from Statista, but I think they're up to 2.89 billion active users. And the reason I like to bring this stat up is because people are like, oh, Facebook marketing doesn't work or anything like that. Well, who are you trying to market to? And how many people do you need to market to? How many deals do you need? Right? Of 2.85 or 2.89 billion, you only need one lead. You only need one lead per month to have success. So think about Facebook marketing and you're targeting that way. You don't need to do business. It can be very overwhelmed. There's a lot out there on Facebook, but try to simplify it. You need one lead, one closed deal per month to have success. These are just some tips I want to encourage people to follow up, right? I pull these stats and you can click on, if you're a student, you get access to these slides. And these are just some stats about following up and lead generation, right? 80% of sales require 5 follow-up calls after the meeting. 44% of salespeople give up after 1 follow-up. 30, 60, 90 days. This is a tip that I implemented into the slides for you. Don't expect leads to sell or buy houses on a first contact. It's a relationship. This is one of the largest financial transactions of their life, if not the most and the largest financial transaction of their lives. So understand that. Try to empathize with these customers and these prospects. And remember, I said, who gets married on a first date? Nobody. So think about your marketing and your advertising the same way. Stop trying to get married on a first date. Build that relationship and you'll have success that way. These are some of the most frequently asked questions that I get. I did touch on budget already. What budget should I use? I don't know, but I suggest. I don't know for you specifically, but what I typically suggest that people start with is a $50 per day budget. You can go higher, you can go lower. But my experience, $50 per day does fine. Anything lower for me, I don't get enough leads. Anything higher, I get too many leads. That's what it's worked like for me. Lead quality, just like anything, you got to follow up with these leads. People are like, oh, those leads are not quality. If you follow up with these leads correctly, you employ the right strategies, you remarket, retarget correctly, you will have great lead quality and great success. Lead quantity, this varies. This varies with your marketing, your budget. It varies with your objective. So I don't have a definitive answer for you here either. But in my experience, $50 a day would get me 2 leads per day. Sometimes I would get 4, sometimes 5, sometimes 1. So it varied. On average, I would get 2 leads. I believe it was 2.8. So closer to 3. But that was the lead quantity that I would get employing my strategies and my marketing budget. How soon can I expect leads? Similar answer to the budget and the lead quantity. How much money are you willing to spend? It really depends. So in my experience, I spent $50 a day, and that the same day that I employed that digital the marketing, I got a lead within the hour. So it's going to vary, but you can expect leads immediately. ROI, I don't know, but here's the way I like to put it. And I have an instructor, a co-instructor that says the same thing. If you can spend, let's say we do $50 a day as the standard, right? If you do $50 a day, which equates to about $1,500 per month, right? And you get 1 lead closed from that $50 per day, what's your ROI on that? I don't know. Typically, we're dealing with real estate transactions, right? So it's a high ticket item. If you close 1 deal, you cover your entire budget for that month. So you do the math. Is it worth it? To me, yes, absolutely. You could probably do more than 1, but let's stick to 1. If you close 1 lead with a $50 per day budget, that should be enough. Let's just say $3,000. If you close one lead and you get $3,000, that's great because you covered your marketing for that month. You covered 1,500 and you made 1,500. You can go higher. You can go higher. So let's say you do two. So you do two, now you're at 4,500. So the ROI depends on your marketing and your strategy, but I say it like this: put money into it, and because we're in real estate and it's a high ticket item, typically we only need to close one deal. These are some final comments. Facebook marketing works, digital marketing works, social media marketing works. It all works just like any other marketing methods. You just need to be consistent. Make sure you follow up and you run it like a business. You're a real estate investor, you're a real estate entrepreneur. Treat your business that way. Understand that you are in business. You are investing. Be willing to invest in your business. That concludes the presentation. And here's the thing. If you want to get in touch with me, as stated, you can text me 484-324-8680. I'm usually pretty good about responding to text. That's my email address there. And if you want to schedule a consultation with me, you can visit my website, jeromelewis.com. And again, I always offer this course. If you need more detailed and you want to do it yourself, you're like, look, let me get this course and let me get in there. You want to do it yourself right now. I can't promise it'll stay this way, but right now it's only $57. You visit go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com and you get access to it. So this is a bonus. When I teach this presentation to my students, my agents, I typically give them the slides. But if you're a student of my course, you can get the slides. These will be included in your back office. So this offer is not relevant. It's not about leaving a Google review. If you want the slides, you become a student and I'll give you access to these slides, and you can get access and click on all of the resources and things available in those slides. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below and I'll do my best to address that question. Here we go again. This is the course. You visit go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com to learn all you can learn about digital marketing, and you get some step-by-step walkthroughs and breakdowns on how to employ this into your business. Go out there and digitize your real estate business. Use social media. Use digital marketing. It's becoming more and more relevant, more and more prevalent because of what happened in 2020. These are just some helpful resources and some links that I have included for you. These are some tips, some documents, free YouTube trainings. This is the stuff that I used to give away for free, but now it's going to be exclusive to my students. If you need access to this stuff, all you have to do is go into your back office, into your portal, and these slides will be included. Links will be included. You have access to all of this stuff as a student of my course. Okay, so I appreciate you watching. If you stuck with me to the end, I really appreciate that. I'm going to make you an offer. Look, go if you're interested. If you're trying to figure out this digital marketing stuff, right? I got many assets, many modules in there. Just go visit go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com. You get a ton of bonuses with the offer. And let me just take you through it one more time just so you see. Let's see, page. That's me. It's my story. And I just want to show you the course, right? Some of the bonus that you get. This is what you get. You get all of these things. Screenshot it. You don't believe it? Check it out, right? This is everything that you get. All of this, remember the price right now, right? Right now is only $57, right? Right now is only $57. And if you I don't know, I don't trust it. Look, I give you a 100% money back guarantee. So there's no risk to you. All right. So check us out. Go.digitalrealestatestrategy.com. And you can employ this digital marketing and these tech strategies into your business. I appreciate you watching, right? And I hope to see you on the inside. Do me a favor. If you're still here, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support.